Are you struggling to resize images in your S3 bucket using Node.js? You're not alone. Many beginners face this challenge, and today we're going to break it down together. I totally get it. Diving into Node.js and AWS can feel overwhelming, especially when things don't work as expected. You're in the right place to find a solution. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. A user asked, "What's wrong with my code for resizing images in an S3 bucket?" They provided their code and mentioned an error message they received. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. The error message states, "Process exited before completing request." This usually indicates that the Lambda function is not finishing its execution properly. Let's dive into the code to see what might be causing this. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the issue, but also learn how to fix it and successfully resize images in your S3 bucket. To begin resolving the user's issue, we need to ensure that the Lambda function is properly configured to handle the incoming event. The user should check that the event structure matches the expected format. Next, the user should confirm that the AWS SDK is correctly set up. This includes ensuring that the access key and secret access key are valid and have the necessary permissions to access the S3 bucket. Now, let's address the error message the user received. The message indicates that the Lambda function exited before completing the request. This often happens if the callback is not called correctly. The user should ensure that the callback is invoked in all code paths. Finally, the user should test the Lambda function with a sample event to ensure it processes correctly. This can be done using the AWS Lambda console or a testing tool. Fun fact, did you know that the first image ever uploaded to the internet was a simple GIF of a band called Les Horribles Cernettes? Just like resizing images, it was a big deal back then. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach to resizing images in an S3 bucket using Lambda is suggested by another user. They recommend following the official AWS documentation for resizing images on the fly. This method ensures that the resized image is only created when needed, saving resources. For detailed instructions, visit the AWS blog on resizing images with Lambda and S3. The user also provides a link to the correct resizing code on GitHub, emphasizing that the original code may have issues. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. An alternative solution is provided by another user who suggests using the AWS Lambda image resizer available on GitHub. This tool is built with Node.js and allows you to customize your settings easily. To get started, follow the steps outlined in the GitHub repository to build your own AWS Lambda image resizer. Here's a pro tip. Always log your errors in Lambda. This will help you debug issues more effectively in the future. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resize images in your S3 bucket successfully. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on Node.js and AWS.